Hello and welcome. Today, we're going on a bit of a tour, but not of a building or a city. We're going to explore a marvel of natural engineering that you probably see every single day. We're diving into the incredible architecture of a flowering plant, all the way from its hidden foundations to its penthouse suite. So, let's get started. You've probably walked past 1,000 plants that look just like this one. But what if I told you you're looking at a perfectly designed structure? A biological masterpiece where every single part has a very specific job. Let's take that tour and unpack its blueprint, piece by piece.
There's actually a technical term for what we're doing today. It's called morphology, which is really just a fancy way of saying we're studying the architectural plans of a living thing. And this is going to be our guide for understanding how a plant is so perfectly built for survival.
Okay, so first things first. Every plant is basically split into two main systems. You've got the root system, which is its hidden underground foundation. And then you have the shoot system, everything you see above ground. Just think of it like an anchor and a skyscraper. One part digs in, grabbing water and nutrients, while the other reaches for the sun to power the whole operation. So let's start our tour right where the plant does. Underground. We're heading down into the foundation, the root system. And believe me, it's so much more than just a simple anchor.
Roots are kind of the unsung heroes of the plant world. They're down there juggling 4 critical jobs at once. They're anchoring the plant so it doesn't blow away. They're absorbing every last drop of water and minerals they can find. They're storing food like a little pantry for tough times. And they're even creating hormones that regulate the plant's growth. It's a true command center, just hidden underground.
And get this, even the very, very tip of a root is an engineering marvel. It's not just pushing through the dirt. It has a protective little helmet called a root cap. Right behind that, there's a zone of crazy fast cell division making new cells. Then there's a zone where those cells stretch out, pushing the root deeper. And finally, a zone where they mature and grow tiny root hairs to soak up as much water as possible. It's a little high-tech growth machine. But, that basic design is just the start. The real genius is in the modifications. As this quote says, roots have evolved to do so much more than just the basics. Let's look at some absolutely incredible examples. Check out these adaptations. You've got massive banyan trees that need extra support, so they drop prop roots down from their branches that become new trunks. Or maize and sugarcane, which grow tall and need stilt roots to brace them against the wind. But my favorite? Pneumatophores. Mangrove trees live in swampy soil with no oxygen. So they grow these snorkel-like roots that go straight up into the air just to breathe. How clever is that? All right, let's climb up out of the soil now and move up to the main superstructure of the plant, the stem. This is the central pillar, the highway, and, well, a lot more. So the stem is the plant's backbone, right? Its job one, hold everything up, the branches, the leaves, the flowers, so they can get as much sun as possible. But it's also a two-way superhighway. It's got this amazing plumbing system inside that's constantly moving water up from the roots and sugars down from the leaves. And just like roots, stems are masters of adaptation. Think about a potato or ginger. Surprise, those are actually swollen underground stems that are just packed with stored food. Or the sharp thorns on a citrus tree? Yep, those are modified stems built for defense. And in a cactus, that big green pad, that's not a leaf. It's a specialized stem that's taken over the job of photosynthesis. Wild, right? Okay, continuing our tour upwards, we've arrived at the busiest floors of our plant skyscraper. This is where the real action happens. We've got the leaves, the power plants, and the flowers, which are the reproductive headquarters. The leaf is basically the plant's power station. It is a perfectly designed solar panel. You have the broad, flat part called the lamina, which is all about capturing as much sunlight as it can. And that intricate network of veins, that's the transport system, bringing in water and shipping out all the sugar it makes. And, plants don't just stick their leaves on the stem randomly. The arrangement, which is called phyllotaxy, is a super carefully calculated design. Whether the leaves are arranged alternately, opposite each other, or in a whorl, the goal is always the same. Make sure every single leaf gets as much sun as possible without shading out its neighbors. It's just a beautiful example of natural optimization. Now we reach the pinnacle of the plant's structure, the flower. It might be beautiful, sure, but from an engineering standpoint, it's a highly modified shoot. It has been brilliantly and efficiently designed for one single crucial purpose: sexual reproduction.
A flower is organized into 4 distinct layers, or whorls. You can think of it like this. The outer layers are the support team. You have the sepals that protect the flower when it's just a bud, and the colorful petals that are like big, flashy billboards to attract pollinators. Then the inner layers are the reproductive stars. You've got the male stamens that make pollen, and the female carpels that hold the ovules, which, will eventually become the seeds. And even the way flowers are grouped together is part of the design. This is called an inflorescence. In a racemose type, the main stem just keeps on growing and the flowers bloom from the bottom up. But in a cymose type, the main stem ends in a flower, so new flowers have to grow off to the side. Just 2 totally different strategies for showing off to the world. Our architectural tour is almost complete. After that flower has done its job, we get the final products. These are the structures designed to make sure the plant's legacy continues, the fruits and the seeds. So what is a fruit, really? I mean, biologically speaking, it's actually pretty simple. It is just the mature, ripened ovary of the flower that starts growing after fertilization happens. Its entire purpose in life is to protect and help disperse those precious seeds inside. Let's take a fruit we all know, like a mango. Its wall has 3 distinct layers. That outer skin, that's the epicarp. The delicious, juicy part we love to eat, that's the mesocarp. And that hard, stony pit in the middle that protects the seed, that's the endocarp. It's a perfect little package. And that brings us to the seed itself. Honestly, the best way to think about it is as a miniature plant in a box with its lunch packed and ready to go. Inside that protective seed coat, you have the embryo with a tiny little root and shoot and the cotyledons, which are basically a built-in food supply to get the new plant started. It's a complete survival kit, just waiting for the right moment to spring to life. So there you have it, a complete architectural tour of a plant, from the ground all the way up. This blueprint, this brilliant engineering, is literally all around us. It's in every tree, every weed, every single flower. So the next time you walk outside and really look at a plant, what will you see differently?